Welcome, everyone, to Sunday Rusty Sunday. Might be a short one today. There's some sort of football game going on that everybody wants to watch. And what a way to kick off the match here. I'm flying solo today. I don't know if we'll have anybody join us or not. A lot of people are busy, and I think a lot of people are planning on watching the game. So I think that's probably what's going on. So I'm going to do what I can. I'm not sure how long we'll be on. Like I said, the game's in about a couple hours, so this might be a shorter stream, but I at least want to give you guys an update with where we're at. So if you watch the first part of this series, Game 4, that's the one we're in the middle of, there was just a server wipe, and basically it was mayhem. I mean, I spent 3 hours just getting wiped out without being able to even get a foothold. We finally got the big base done. And apologies for Wednesday, because we were planning on streaming Wednesday to kind of give you some progress updates, but Comcast and Xfinity decided to upgrade our internet that day, let me know the night before, and so basically my internet was spotty all Wednesday, so we didn't get to do that. So I apologize for anybody that was planning on watching it. We will probably get back to it eventually. We have some things going on the next couple weeks, but I hope that we're going to have at least one more Wednesday, random game Wednesday, and then we'll see how the schedule works, and we will get back to it towards the end of the month for sure. So anyways, with all that housekeeping out of the way, hope you guys are enjoying this. So where are we? Let's give you an update. I will try to watch the chat. If you're in the chat, thanks. I'll try to catch it. Again, it's way over on the side there, so I might miss it. Don't take it personal, especially if I'm playing by myself here. It gets a little crazy. So let me give you an idea. Let me show you the map. So right now what we've done, we have got, and I haven't looked at the, we may have lost our big base. No, I'm not dead, so I don't think I can spawn there. Our main base is over here. We have a supplemental base somewhere over here, which is just a small, that was our, if you watched it, that was our foothold base, and it was still up and running, so that was pretty crazy. So that was kind of cool. And then what I've done is I've actually come over here way to the west. I wanted to get by this fishing village. We like doing a lot of stuff out here in the ocean, and I wanted to have a spot over here. So I've built this little area. And if you're new to Rust, or if you haven't seen it in a while, this is one of the cool new features. So this is an electric furnace now. You can basically turn this on and cook stuff, and it doesn't take any wood. It just runs off of electricity. And holy cow, that is so nice not having to chop wood like crazy. And then with this big battery in here, we got solar panels on the roof. I'll show you that in a minute. But with this big battery in here, we've got power for days. So my goal is, this morning when I logged on, I noticed we have another neighbor that has just moved into the neighborhood. And I have heard lots running around my base. I have a feeling they're going to try to kill me. I'm going out without anything, basically. My goal is to get a freaking sleeping bag put down out away from the base. In case they kill me, they can't spawn cap me and trap me. So that's what we're going to do here. So this is the new base. We'll give you a quick look. But my very first objective, I'm going to try to get a sleeping bag put out. All right, here we go. Watch, I get picked off right as I open the door. Nope. All right, sun's still up. All right, so here's the base as it sits right now. It's kind of built into the rocks. See, there's the new guy that I'm a little worried about. So what I'm going to try to do, looks like a garage. Maybe he's just building a garage there. I don't know. But what I'm going to try to do is I want to get over here and see if I can get a sleeping bag maybe stuck down on a corner or something. This looks like a good spot. So we're going to put a sleeping bag right here, hopefully. Come on. Give me the bag. Get it. Right. That'll work. Okay, I now have a sleeping bag. At least I can get back. So that's kind of down out of the way is the idea. So the other thing we're trying to do, let me give you a quick look at the base since this guy doesn't seem to be killing me. That looks like that's either already got raided or he's still working on it. I'm not sure. I don't really like him being right out from my front door because he can pick me off pretty easy. But we'll see. That's this game. And what's so funny is it just changes on a daily basis. We had a big old base there a couple of days ago on that whole hillside, and it's gone now. So so this is kind of what we have. It's not really big. We've got some honeycomb in there to help protect it in case anybody wants to raid it. So it's fairly well protected, but it's certainly anybody that really wants to get in there will be able to. You can see it's built right into the rock there. And then I got my solar panels up here charging everything. So I'm pretty independent. I don't need wood necessarily. And like I said, she's pretty well blocked off. And we have basically honeycomb on the roof too. So anybody that does want to raid, they're going to have to go down. It's going to cost them a little bit in explosives to do it, which is kind of what I wanted. So that's that base. And what we're trying to do now is get some metal. That's kind of my goal. I'm running low on metal because I've done a lot of upgrades. And look there, it's got some metal. Now I've been doing pretty lucky the last couple days. I've just been jumping on and kind of grabbing stuff and then going back. So it's been going pretty good, but I'm sure since I've been live streaming, I'm going to be just running along and somebody's going to pick me off, I'm sure. So don't be surprised. Again, I don't have anything right now. I'm in a freaking bone thing. All right, there's something. Sounds like an animal. We have had a lot of wolves and pigs out here too. So I heard it. I don't see it now. All right. So I did make a run. There's a lighthouse not terribly far away from here. I was having a hard time finding tech trash, so I actually did a swim around the entire the shoreline, and there's a huge base right before the lighthouse that I was sure I was going to get picked off on. But see, the fishing village is right there, so that's really cool because what I've been doing is if I get jumped, I've been running to the fishing village instead of my base because you don't really want people to know where you live. And so by doing that, it keeps people from not knowing where I'm at, and it's a safe zone. So I actually had a guy chase me over there the other day, and I got in there, and then he tried to hit me with his rock, and he got lit up by the turrets and the sentries. So that was kind of nice to see. So it's still doing what it's supposed to do. We're going to go ahead and just do some harvesting here. Again, we really need metal, but I'll take what I can get at this point. And I'm trying to get to where we got a few more guns in this base. It was pretty much survival before, but now it's at least somewhat defendable. So I can get some guns in there and stuff will be good. With the other base being so far away, it's really hard to transfer. We're pretty rich on our other base, but it's hard to get that stuff over here without getting killed. So this has kind of been like a whole new build for me, just getting this base up and going. It's been exciting though. So where do we stand with Rust? We are still enjoying it. Being old, you know, it's definitely hard. It's definitely a Twitch game as far as Twitch reflexes. We can kind of hold our own, but man, we've got to be solid on our tactics. Otherwise, the kids just wipe us out. So this game's made me realize I'm an old man. I've got old reflexes, and like I said, I can still kill them a little bit, but man, if there's any kind of group or anything, I get toasted. It's pretty bad. So, and people are just mean in this game. I mean, there is no civility at all, which is, I think, part of its charm. I think that's why people enjoy it. But I've had, man, rude-ass people in this game. It's like, damn, dude. So, not sure. Long-term, I don't know that we'll be playing this game for 4,000 hours, like 7 days. That game still has a lot more enjoyability for me, and I think for Daryl. But this has not been a bad thing. It's been fun to play, and it's kind of cool to play a game that, you know, is so popular that we hadn't played before. And the graphics are amazing. I've really enjoyed... I mean, there are times I just sit out and watch the sunset. I think it's awesome. I really enjoy that too, so... Alright, so still looking for some ore, iron ore, but this gets a little dangerous now. Now, this guy up here has not been active so far. So, I'm hopeful to stay that way. I've come over here, and I'm not doing anything to his base, but I'll like grab some rocks out from in front, and he hasn't killed me yet, so... but this base is one of the long-time bases. It's been here for a while. So my hope is he still stays somewhat inactive or at least friendly. So down where those windmills are, that gets a little sporty for sure. So that's been interesting. So what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to try to grab this rock, and it's starting to get late, so make my way back. And then overnight we'll get some other stuff done. I was really hoping to get more metal, but I guess we'll run to the backside. So it's dangerous, all those sniper windows, they could pick me off from here. I'm hoping I'm not worth the bullet. But like I said, people seem to like to kill people in this. Definitely seems to be the thing. With the road too, got to watch out for those damn scientists. I've gotten scared out of my wits a few times. Oh, there's a pig. Let's see if he locks onto me or not. He's not biting me yet, so I'm thinking I got away from him. That's pretty close. That's about as close as I can get to one of those guys without him locking on. So, like I said, I got no weapons right now. Yeah, there's a little... Guess while we're here. So when I get shot by a scientist, might as well grab that. While we're there, it's right on the way home. Haven't been doing a lot of barrel breaking and stuff. Being so close to the water, it's safer just to go out in the water. We'll probably end up doing that too, but let's grab these little rocks. See, I don't think anybody's been here. There's a lot of resources sitting out. So that's kind of nice. There's another base that came in not too long ago. They haven't been too bad. That's kind of nice, all that. Oh, there's some more metal. Grab that. Nothing there. But yeah, that's kind of the base. That's... Oh, there's a bear. Alright, so we got a bear. So we're going to go this way. So we can avoid him. Yeah, he's out there. Should be a problem. Oh. I need to get a wall right there. I can see right into that little crack there. I didn't notice that. Yeah, I'll put a wall in there. Alright. Let's try to do that. Okay. Jump down on my water bucket. Jump down. I always have the airlocks. That's always a good thing. And then what do we need? We just need... We got a little bit of stone. Let's throw all this stuff in here for now. Need a little stone. Need a little wood. Let's see if we can do this before we get dark. Before it gets dark. Need a hammer. There's a band hammer. Now let's get the regular hammer. Put this away, just in case I get picked off. Yeah. Get out there. That sounds like a bear, though. Let's see what we got here. Can always close the door, right? Oop. Don't open that one. There's gonna be a turret in there eventually. Put a turret there for somebody. I think he's away. And I don't think they climb rocks very good, so thankfully there's no attacking goats in this that can climb the rocks. Alright, so we got to do that, and then we're going to want to rotate it, and then we need to upgrade it. There we go, stone. Yeah, I didn't even see that before. Glad I came up here to show you guys, so enjoy the beautiful sunset. That is kind of cool. See if we can see them. And we will hear some booms and stuff for sure. So just kind of hang out here until the sun goes down. So yeah, it is a pretty game. Trying to think what else I can share with you guys. Yeah, that's this base. So what I'll do is I'll go in here, I'll show you the inside at night, and then I'll go ahead and see if I can get to the other base. I'll try it. We'll try to do a cross-country run just for fun. It usually doesn't work out, but we'll give it a shot. Now if I die, I just spawn there. So, all right, we're going to go in. So, open the door. And now you can see it's dark in here. All right. Airdrop inbound. So now we're relatively safe in here. Got a flame turret if somebody tries to break in. And up and over. And the nice thing is with the electricity now, boink, we got lights. So we got lights for the most part. And again, we got the furnace. So we just grabbed a bunch of stuff. Let's see what we got here. Got some high qual. Let's see. Definitely want to get. Got a little bit. That's going to go in the other bin. That's scrap. So the other thing you always want to keep track of, we've learned, is the upkeep time. So I'm at 10 hours now. So I definitely need to put some more stuff in here. So you can see probably getting low on mostly metal. Need about twice as much metal as we have. Let's see if we have any left. Put this here while we're here. Nah, I got 400. All right, we'll cook us some more. So if we put 200 more in here, does that help? 14 hours. All right. Now let's go ahead and put more of that, and we should have tons of wood since we actually don't even need wood in there anymore. So this is how this works. It's pretty cool. So there's no need for wood or for wood like you usually had to do. Turn it on, and she just starts cooking. And like I said, with all the solar panels on the top, it's kind of nice because you can see the sun just went down. Those two panels up at the top there indicate when their solar panels are charging. So we're getting no charge, but the sun just went down. You can see we're almost fully charged. We're only 23 watts down from max battery. And you can see there, if we just sat here with the fire on, the furnace on and the lights on, we could run this for 31 hours with this big battery in here without any more solar. So the base pretty much takes care of itself as long as we don't lose the solar panels. So that's kind of what's going on there. So that was my goal, to get this thing self-sufficient, and that's where we're at. All right, so let's see here. We won't put a. Let's put some. We're cooking metal. Let's go ahead and just put it all in there and see what that gets us. And 17 hours. I like to at least try to be 24 hours. Let's see, we get more stone. A few more stone blocks. So we just added some more stone to it. Let's see what this does for us. 19 hours. Alright, so the stone is definitely not the problem. It is the metal at this point. Alright, well, we'll top that off. So, more ore. That's what I need. Still on the ore train here. So we'll see what we can do. And how's the high qual? Is that so? The high quality is all melted now. So now we just throw that in there. Got a little bit more metal coming in. We'll throw that in the cabinet as well. And there you go. Yeah. So that's kind of the base. This is just kind of a secure area for now. There's nothing in here yet. So it just will be whatever we turn it into. Right now it's just kind of a closet. So that's what we got for now. And then this wall is impenetrable, so that's kind of nice. So this is that rock that I was jumping up on. And you can see this thing's built right into the wall, so nobody can get in here through that direction. So it's one less thing. And then I was actually able to stuff the workbench. You can barely see it in there. It stuffed right back into that corner, so that was a happy accident. Yeah, so workbench and all that. So when this finishes up, we got 45. We'll head over to the other. So I shouldn't need my building materials anymore. Put that stuff back for now. See here, I had to kill Daryl He was in my way for adding shelving. Felt bad, and then had to kill Jay at one point. So I'm keeping them memorialized here, so we never forget them, even though they can respawn at any time. So, all right, good time to check chat. Nobody's in chat. Not neglecting anybody. Always appreciate that. Do I want to waste food? Well, yeah, I can eat one. How are we doing for water? We're good there. Okay. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to see if we can get there. Wait till the sun comes up a little bit more so you guys can see it's not just pitch black. So the debate is, and leave in the comments below, are you better to sneak or are you better just to run full sprint? I haven't determined that yet. I've had several times sneaking that people run right by me and they don't even know I'm there. But I've also had people come up and gank me because I'm moving so slow. And I've had times when I'm running at a full sprint, I get picked off anyway, so not sure. Not sure what the right answer is, to be honest. All right, 24 more, and then we'll go. So yeah, this game is definitely interesting. What would that get us up to? I'd like to beat at least 24 hours. See if we can get there. But audio is definitely an important thing. Listening, big thing. I hear things a lot. But I hope you like the base. Hope you enjoy it. Kind of give you a panoramic view of it. It's kind of the cool thing about doing the whole YouTube thing is we at least get to remember our bases when they get wiped and all that stuff. So you can see, and like I said, that's going to be a trapdoor that's eventually just going to have a turret sitting in it. So if they go that way, they get blasted. That's the basics of this base. It looks big on the outside, but that's all protection. There's not a whole lot on the inside. So, all right, what do we got here? 9. All right, we're getting close. I think I hear birds. Maybe. Yep, I definitely hear birds. And a helicopter. Helicopters are meat. Alright, so the game plan is to try to get from here to the big base. I'm not going to take anything because the big base actually has plenty of equipment in it. And then if I die, oh well. No big deal. Alright, so we got this going. We got now 24 of that. So let's see what this gets us up to. We're at 20 hours. That's probably not going to do a lot. 21 hours. Yeah. Alright. That's a little bit more. So that's on my agenda for the next thing. And then let's go ahead and put this high quality metal here. That sounds like a deer, I think. Alright, so the lights are on a timer. They'll turn off on their own. Inventory's empty. Alright, let's get to rocking. Let's go. And close her all up. Close that. And here we go. Ooh, it's still dark. Let's go for it. Alright, we're going. So we're gonna head, we gotta head east. And that's my house. I guess I had a marker from Jay where I'm going, but maybe if he's not online I don't see it, so I know roughly the direction to go. Across here. Place your bets now whether I make it or not. So these guys wore me out. This base over here, these guys were pretty brutal a while back. I don't know if they're still really good or not. Grab stuff while we're running. Oh, it looks like they got wiped out because there was a big old base down in this valley before. They must have pissed somebody off they shouldn't have. Yeah, this was all base before. These guys were building all over the place over here. Oh, look at that. There's a nice rock. Well, that's nice to know they're gone. This was my normal path until they kind of popped a base up in here. Wow. That's amazing. So they were huge. Sleeping bag. Requisite explosions. So, just get to the train yard. I don't even know how many people are on the server. Problem is, sun's coming up. That's when people usually come out to hunt. Maybe they'll think I'm a deer. Yep, here's the train tracks. Get across the tracks. Hopefully that's not our base getting attacked on the mountain. Kind of sounds like explosions coming in that direction. We'll find out. Alright. Okay. Well, so far so good. I do have a little pathway if we can get to the... actually get to the mountain. Yeah, wow. A lot of buildings have cleared out. A lot of the big bases. So I think one of the keys also on this game is to not build too big, because then you're a juicy target. Alright, I gotta take stock. Let me get across the tracks here. Get in the forest a little bit. See what we got here. So we're here. We need to head up. Train yard. Alright, so north, east. Wow. Yep, there's a big one. Big old base. There's the supermarket. Just waiting to hear a shot. Boom! Picked off and go flying. Looks like that guy got raided. I think our house is this way. Don't want to get too close to the supermarket. That thing is a hot spot. Alright, let's take our bearings again. Yeah, pretty much right down this, through this forest. Yeah, things look a little different for sure. That's where you gotta be careful of those scientist guys. Alright, there's the train yard. I don't see our house up there yet. Maybe we got wiped out. We will find out. The roads are always the most dangerous. Oh, I see the tower that's behind our base. So that's good. So I'm going to take you guys up the back way that I normally run. That base is new. I don't remember that one. So we're almost back. Oh, there's some ore down here. Alright, so that's a bear or something. Okay, let's see if we can get over here. So the way I get up, it's right behind this little train station right here. You guys see it here? And kind of go right here, I think. Kind of billy goat up here. Okay, that keeps us away from all the bad guys. Kind of come up here. Oh, come on. See what we got up here on the ridge. Oh boy. Gunshots. Ooh. Jeez, that is a new base. Holy crap, that wasn't here before. They might be raiding ours. I don't know. Let's see what we got. Nope, there's our house. Okay, our base is still here. Not sure what they're doing here. That's it. That's our house. It's still here. The other one's all built up. Alright, well, let's get in. Because there's gunshots like crazy. So this is the main base. This is what you guys may have seen before. We made it! Hey, hey! So, we were working with the guy next door. He was getting us stuff. And so, we put this drop box in, obviously, since he's kind of gone away. Yeah, we haven't had that used. So here's the main base, and what I did was I wired up a little surprise for anybody that comes in here. So when they step on the pressure, there is double surprise, shotgun and flame turret. So, yeah. So I'm always wondering, one of these times I keep expecting to log into this base and see stuff gone, but so far we're okay. Alright, so I'll open it up and show it to you guys. This is kind of our design that we came up with. This is a hybrid if you've watched our other streams. This is very similar to, I think, Game 3 design. But that one was a double story, and we kind of decided we didn't need that second story as much. You can see here we've got the 3 furnaces, which are really nice. Those are all wired in, and I think you can turn them on, and I think they're all... Oh, well, hell, let's run them. Looks like we got stuff in at least one of them. Alright, yeah, so there's metal in that one, so we'll have that go. Same kind of deal here. Show you with the electricity. We've got, we've got our lights. So the sun's coming up now, so it's not as big a deal, but, oh, turn on the switch. There we go. And then turn on the lights. So you can see we've got lights. And of course, this is in the snow biome, so the heaters are always on. We have heaters there, heater there, and we even have a heater out here. So very important you have those heaters to keep things going. So yeah, you can see we got our furnaces. This is all our loot. You can see we're doing pretty good. Got some explosive ammo. We've had some successful raids, so that's been kind of nice. See, we've got a bunch of gear, some plastic explosives, some night vision. So we've been doing pretty well at this base, but that's again why I was trying to get the other base up and going. So as I said, you can see sun just came up, so this is almost a topped off battery. It's at 23, it's almost 24, and it just became morning. So this base again is completely self-sufficient. It keeps that battery charged, and you can see we have 12 hours because we have heaters and more furnaces and everything in here. But we still have a lot of time on that. And you can see here we have our fridge, which is nice. Barbecue, all that good stuff. Workbench is here. So we've got all the comforts of home. Let me throw this in here. This is where we were keeping a lot of this stuff. And shoot, might as well just keep burning that. There we go. So again, like I said, we've got a lot in this base that keeps us comfortable. So what we did was we actually added, we still have our shoot room. Put this back. You guys have already seen the electricity, so we'll throw that back in there. So what we did was we actually added, let's close that, and yeah, stuck. Let's try it again. Open this door, and then you got to kind of jump leap. So this used to all be open up in here. Now it's pretty much just reinforcement. But what it allows us to do is still have some visibility. So we did have the guy that was helping us before was right through there, and he's obviously gone. His base has despawned. We've had a few, but we've got those big bases behind us now, and I can't believe how big some of these have gotten. So we're going to go out and do a little exploring, see what we can see. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're doing okay. So kind of show you guys that, and I'll give you a tour of the outside of this base. So, but that's basically the upper deck. This is so we can see out. If we have to, we can defend from here. But realistically, anybody that really wants to get in here will be able to get in here and, cause us some grief. But we're pretty happy with the design. It's which is pretty cool. Got to button everything up before I leave, because if I die, I'll probably spawn back at the other one. There's a bear. You know what? Let me see. We should have enough guns. Oh, also, I don't know if you guys are familiar. You probably are if you're Rust veterans. So I found this locker thing. This is awesome. Being able to swap your kit, like, just quickly. Like, boom. Okay, now I'm geared up there. That is a neat feature. I really like that. So we have enough guns. I might as well at least give myself a fighting chance. Let's see what we got here. I think what we'll do is... We had a lot of Arctic suits. Arctic suits are good for basics. Where were they? I know we had a bunch of Arctic suits. Maybe they're in here. So we'll see if we can get down to that other base. That's not where they were. Alright. Arctic suit was not there. I know I saw it earlier. Look at all that metal. Love to have that in my other base. There's one. So we're just going to dress up in an Arctic suit. That's an easy, quick, boom, boom. Ready to go. What do we got for weapons? So let's take, what do we want? Got a Tommy gun here. Let's take a Tommy gun and we'll take some ammo. That way we at least have a chance to defend ourselves. Do I want a suppressor on it? Nah, we'll go loud and proud. What the heck? And let's see here. Oh, we got some more metal. So we'll cook that while we're here. That one's full. Put it in there. Turn her on. Get a little more high qual. We need more high quality metal. So maybe I'll go out and look for some of that too. Let me make sure Jay wasn't already farming and found some of that stuff. Don't see it. Alright, so high quality metal is definitely going to be a thing. Alright, so I'm going to take also a axe of some sort, pickaxe. I'll take this broken one because we probably won't last a long time. Could do jackhammers. There's all the Arctic suits, by the way. Alright, well, let's try that. Let's go out like this and see what we got. Maybe take a med pin just in case. Ooh, getting down on those two. Alright, well, let's see how this works. Go out and give it a shot. Alright, that's cooking, that's cooking. So really, we need to go get some of that lovely ore that we saw down below earlier. Storage is so slow. Alright. So here's the base. Let's show this to you real quick. So that base was a friendly. He was kind of, we had a truce. So he wasn't actively killing us or anything. I can't tell if his base, it was mostly metal and stuff, so I don't know if he's upgraded it, had it rated and had to fix it. Ooh, doors look open. Yeah, this looks like it might be deteriorating. He may have gotten screwed. That kind of looks like it's decaying, so I'm not sure our friend's still going to be here. Oh yeah, look at all those loot boxes. Oh wow. That's where you get shot. I'm just out of curiosity. I'm sure these are empty. Oh. Well heck, I'll take an air tank. Yeah, got some clothes. But yeah, I think he got screwed. I think he's toast. So, all right. Don't want to get trapped in there. Well, yeah, that's that. So, give you a tour of Tavares. So if he got raided, I'm sure we're on the hit list. Whoever wants him out wants us out, I'm sure. So this is kind of ours. That is, if you get down there, there's some traps in those little things. So that's for catching people if they jump down in there, exploring the base. This is the roof. You can see we got our solar panels doing their solar panel thing. And those are the chute holes, so you got all that. So yeah, that's kind of our that's our main base. And then again, Jesus, that is a monster. That was definitely not here. Again, that's just what amazes me about this game, how quickly it changes. So next time I log in, that base could potentially be completely gone. I mean, I don't know. Oh. No, you're Joe. Hey, Joe. Just playing a little Rust. We're doing an abbreviated version. I'm showing everybody the updates we've made. And trying not to get killed. So, sorry I wasn't watching the chat there. What do you got? Is this the first time y'all have played this last time? So we played it a bit ago. Oh, look at this. This is exactly what I'm looking for. We played it one game. That's game one, you can see. And that was just, we had a foothold and not a lot else, and we were getting killed. It was right when the server wiped, and it was madness. We got our butts handed to us. We've managed, because we have a friend, Jay, who's kind of our mentor. He's the veteran of this. He's been helping us get established. So that was that base I was just showing you. That was the big base we got already established. Not that one, because that was our friends, but the one with the solar panels down there, that's our main base, and it's still here, thank goodness. Man, somebody's been farming the hell out of the mountain, though. This is usually covered in trees and stuff. So anyhow, yeah, this is only the second broadcast of this new wipe. We were gonna do Wednesday. I was talking at the beginning of the stream. We had planned on doing Random Game Wednesday, but Xfinity was upgrading my internet and it was cutting in and out. So there was no point in even trying to stream that day, because I kept disconnecting, and so it would have just been a bunch of little chunks. So New Zealand, one of my Kiwi buddies. I got one of my other viewers, Les, that's from New Zealand. Super cool people down there. You guys are awesome and super friendly. I need to come visit your lovely country one of these days. I've always been intrigued by New Zealand, not because of the Hobbit or anything being shot there, nerd, but just having the chance to have met you guys, met some of my viewers from New Zealand. It's a cool place. What time is it down there? I got my guns ready. God, that base is unbelievably big. He must have eaten some of the other smaller bases that were around here, because there was some small bases around that area. I'm sure my eyes can see. Yeah, this is all barren now. It's crazy. This used to all be forested up. I'm going to take you to where our initial base was. There it is, right down there. It looks like it's still intact. Down here. Ooh, I'm hungry. I think I got some food in here. Let me get to this base and I'll read your chat. Give me a second. I don't want to be this close and get picked off. So there's the harbor. This is still our base, right? Wow. I cannot believe that this little base, this was what we just did in order to stay alive on the first day, is still here. That's crazy. Oh, yep. I was going to say, oh, do we not own it anymore? All right, yeah. So we left the door open. Yeah, this is crazy. This is still here. This was totally a temp base. Unreal. All right, let me eat a little bit while we're chatting. All right, what do we got here? Oh, you're from I thought you said New Zealand. Oh, New Zealand. I told you my screen was small and hard to read. No, he's actually from Australia. Sorry, that Jay's from Australia. See, if you would have said y'all earlier, I would have known you're from Texas. Question for you, do you know the plural of y'all? You should if you're from Texas. Planet Coaster. We haven't played Planet Coaster. I think we talked about it. Anyways. Yeah, we've got a bunch of games of Rust, though. Y'all is singular. But what's plural for y'all? Come on, you got to know this. I have a lot of friends from Texas. That's how I know this. I've spent a lot of time down in Texas. Really cool people down there too. Wait until your reply. I don't want to give it away if you already know it. All right, do we have any food here? 6 days. This base is good. Got no problems here. I ought to try to take some of this high quality stuff back to the other base. No problem. Plural. Okay, I give. The plural for y'all is all y'all. So you got y'all is one, and all y'all is for plural. So I learned that a long time ago. I love that. You got y'all and all y'all. So there you go. That's what we got. Yep, all y'all. Makes total sense now, right? You totally got it? All right, I know our other house is low. I'm going to run back and get some high qual. Put that back in, see if I can make it. Well, this is a learning channel. We pride ourselves on our edutainment value. So all right, we're going to see if we can make it back with this high qual metal. Because I know we're getting short in the other base. We'll see if this works. Do a little run here. There's gunshots. That's always comforting, right? We're going to run back the way we came. Stay away from the big house. Stay away from the big base. If I get shot, I will turn and fight, since I do have a gun. Man, a lot of stuff rotting away up here. You can go back and watch the earlier versions of this. You'll see there was it was quite a bit different. Man, I can't get over that frickin' base. Somebody went crazy. Those guys are going to want to kill us. It looks like they're wiping out all the other bases. I think they're raiding everybody else, so they will eventually get to us. And if they're that big, they've got lots of explosives, so they won't have much trouble cracking us open. I'm hoping they crack the guy in front of them first, because he was a jerk. He was attacking our friend when he was just trying to get started, so we wish him ill. And then at that point, I think I'll try to get back to my other place. We're going to have a shorter day today because obviously there's a football game going to be on in a little over an hour. So we definitely want to enjoy that. All right, so gosh, this one you're so close. It's like, there's my house. Can we get to it? Can we get to the house? Let's wait for somebody to ping you right when you're jumping in the frickin' airlock. All right, what we got here? Oh, DOF platforms. Yeah. We all want too much stuff. Football, what is that? Yeah, well, how can you possibly be from Texas? I thought that was a rule in Texas. You have to love football or else you can't live there. That's crazy. All right. So we got our high qual. So yeah, any questions about the 6DOF? Yeah, just ask. I'm sure you've seen a lot of my other stuff, right? I know you've commented. I've seen you on a few comments, I believe. Because I think I've replied to you a few times. Hopefully. What are you looking at? Yeah. Yeah, that's... Yeah, I hear you on that. Just need the money. Seems to be the problem all the time with everything that I want. All these new headsets are coming out too. I'm very excited about those as well. It's like, it's never enough money. Never seems to be enough money. I don't know if worms go in the fridge. It's kind of gross, but worms do go in the fridge. Let me eat one of these. We got enough water. Scuba tank. That might as well go with me. All right, we're gonna take some metal. Let me see if we can actually get back down to the other base. I'm gonna take a ton, but we're gonna take some. Okay. And what else? Do we want to take anything else? We can afford to lose if we don't make it. Take a few of these. A couple gears, maybe. I mean, the metal is the big thing, so should take some frickin' ammo. Is it getting light? It seems like getting dark in here already. You know what? I ought to take a couple. I'll take a couple of these outfits just because we got so much here. Take any of that. I think that'll do. All right. Maybe a little more stone. Do I need more stone? Eh. Take one stone just to have it. All right. All right, what we got here? P6, yeah. So supposedly the H6 it's not a weight problem anymore with the new gearboxes because they're so efficient. So let's see. So honestly, I mean, if you've got the money to burn, feel free. But I've talked to Igor at DOF, and he really said the only reason you need a P series is if you're running like an arcade, where you're running this thing 24 hours a day. And that's what he said. I'm very happy with the H. We don't have monitors. Are you planning on putting monitors on it? Is that what you're worried about, the weight? Because our chair is fairly heavy. The only thing I would say is with the weight, you definitely will want the struts. So watch our modifications video. Yeah, let me know. Are you planning on monitors? Is that what you're thinking on it? Have we got any flashlights? I might need a flashlight. There's a flashlight. Throw it on there. All right. I'm kind of a big guy too. If you're around 300 pounds, you're going to be okay if you use the struts as long as you don't get too crazy. Are you okay? So you're not going to run monitors on the rig, right? Is that what you're saying with the HP? Go out and see if we can get back to my other base. We made it here. Let's see if we can get back. Oh, you might. Okay. So if you're going to do triple monitors, I mean, maybe, but I still think you could get away with the H6. I'm trying to remember the difference in the price now. You know, because they're actually offering the monitor mounts now with the H series. That was one of the things that they changed to. So, you know, I would say, again, if you have the money, because I understand it's important that you decide whether you go H or P at the beginning. If you do go with a 3 series, typically DOF does not do the SFU upgrades on the traction part of it. So they typically will... got wolves down here. You think so, huh? suppressor on this thing. I don't. Shit. Let's just shoot him. I gotta shoot him and run. Alright, fine. Because that's gonna draw attention. Get out of here. Yeah, if budget's a consideration, I wouldn't spend the extra money on the P series. I think you can get away with an H series with the new gearboxes. So what I was saying is, if you are planning to eventually upgrade to the 6, that's a bear. Don't want the bear to eat us. Let's go this way. If you are going to eventually upgrade to the 6, make sure when you order it, you do get all 3 motors with the SFU gearboxes, because like I said, they don't typically put the SFU gearbox on your traction loss because it's not really useful for that. But if you're going to upgrade, you don't want to have to mess with swapping out that gearbox when you do decide to upgrade. So it's I think an extra $100. It might be 200. I can't remember. But whatever it is, it's still worth it because you don't want to have to mess with that. If you watch my video, you'll see how much effort that Daryl went through to do that. So hope that helps you. Sorry, I can't read your thing right now. I'll try to... It's a little crazy right here. Let me see if I get to my other base. I'll catch up on the chat real quick. But yeah, I don't think you need to spend the extra money, especially because if I remember right, it was a few $1,000s, or at least like an extra $1,800, I think, when I was looking at the difference. I don't know what it is now, but that's when I was looking. So that $1,800 can be used for many other things. Go towards your upgrade, because it, you know, put that money towards getting it to the H6 mode would be my suggestion. I wouldn't have made that suggestion before, but like I said, everything I'm seeing, and these new gearboxes are crazy how much movement they have. We're still working on our motion compensation because it moves so much that we, yeah, it just pulls me out of the cockpit. I mean, it's so much more movement on the H series with the new gearboxes, which is good. Just one more thing to fix or, you know, work on kind of thing. So, yeah, and I will read your chat. So any questions you have, put them in there, and I'll get to them here in a minute. This is just really dicey running through here. Big time. Like I said, at least I got a gun to fight back with at this point, so. Shit, that's a big... Let's go this way. That's a new big compound, too. This game's a little rougher when you're by yourself. A little more intimidating, for sure. Shit, my house is way over that way. I'm going the wrong way. That's alright. Here's the road. Pig. God, look at those big bases. Try to stay out of their line of sight, but I don't want to go too far out of my way. Yeah, this game is fun. You were saying you want this game too. This game is fun, but man, it is brutal. It is a brutal, brutal game. If you like Counter-Strike and that kind of stuff, you'll be okay in this. But it is not friendly. My advice to you is kill anything that moves, because they will try to kill you. Guaranteed. Alright. We're almost back to the house. So there's the house, the new house, the little fishing village. Alright, let me pop in here. My God. Made it twice. It's crazy. Don't usually make it. Usually get picked off all over the place, so you guys must be my lucky charm. appreciate it, Joe. Take you with me wherever I go. All right, let me get back in here. All right, now I'm safe. Ha ha. Let's get some stuff cooking in the furnace, and we'll be happy. All right, let me see what you got here. And then we're probably going to end the stream here. Get ready for that Super Bowl thing. Let's see. Where are we? According to what I saw, it seems like you could get the 3 Series and then upgrade to the 6. Yeah, and that's what I was saying. I think at the end of the day, it pretty much works out to the same cost anyways. And if you do that, just make sure you get the SFU gears on all 3 gears. And even if DOF writes you back and says you don't need that, make sure you tell them that you're planning to upgrade to the 6 eventually, and that's why you want it. So like I said, it's either an extra $100 to $200, I can't remember, but it's nice because they have them all installed. Need about 30K of disposable income to get toys? Yeah. And guess what? If we made 30K of disposable income, we'd want 60K. So it's never enough money. The cool thing about the DOF, that I really like you mentioned, is it's upgradable. So you start where your budget allows, and you just build from there. So not going to happen, just saying. Yeah, the 30 grand. I assume that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Want to build a sim pit, but this is a one-trick pony. Yeah. It's interesting because I was actually starting with, I was going to get a butt mover from next level. That was how my whole motion. Well, let me back up. Let me tell you how the motion even came into existence. So we went to the Indy 500 several years ago, and they had a motion rig in emulating the Indy 500 cars. And so I jumped on that thing, and what I realized by doing that, and I'd done some motion platforms before too, but what it really struck me when I did that was that when you pull off the ground and you have any kind of motion at all, it tricks your brain into thinking more believably that you're in a vehicle. So I'm like, okay, got to have something that just moves. Even if it doesn't move a lot, it just moves. And that's when I started looking at, I was going to get a butt mover, which is basically it just moves the seat. It doesn't move any of your controls. And I was going to have that. That was my thought. And then I found the DOF Reality unit. And I've got a video if you want to go back and watch it on the value and why I chose the DOF. But for almost the same price, I got a full motion rig. I mean, the whole rig moved, so all the controls and everything. So that was like, oh my God, it's the best of both worlds. It's as affordable as the butt mover, and it's also, you know, a full rig. So now, what's kind of funny on the DOF, I tell people the DOF rigs are kind of like having a hot rod in the garage. You're always tinkering with them. You're always modifying them. You're always customizing them. I don't think we'll ever be done doing that with ours. But anyhow. Looking forward to augmented reality with the headsets. Yeah, I have a different look on augmented. I don't see the use for augmented in gaming. I think it's, and again, this is my personal opinion, I think it's going to be more of a fad, kind of like Pokemon Go, where you're going to have all that. But I think long-term practicality, I can't think of any augmented reality experiences that I wouldn't rather be fully immersed in VR. And I guess that's where my brain's at. Now, I think augmented reality, don't get me wrong, is important. I think it's going to be amazing for training simulations and for, you know, all that. Being able to train for working and being able to pull up schematics, all that, I think it's really going to be valuable. But for gaming, I don't see it more than just a fad, augmented reality for me personally. Because, I mean, yeah, it's cool to be looking at your house and have monsters crashing through the walls, but after a while, that's going to just be like, oh, okay, I'd rather be on a space station with monsters crashing through the wall. So I'll get off my soapbox. That's my that's how I feel about augmented. But I'm very well could be wrong. Been wrong before. So and I'll be wrong again. So that's for sure. Used to play Battlefield. Oh God, yes. Yeah, see, you're my peeps. We played the hell out of Battlefield. We started, I think our first one ever was Battlefield 2. We played that ad nauseum, and then when Battlefield 2142 came out, we loved that because that whole science fiction, futuristic but still gritty battle. Loved those games, and my favorite is probably Battlefield 4 because of the Levolution, where you could actually change the map and flood the map or whatever. And then after that, yeah, whatever. Battlefield has fallen by the wayside for sure. Oh, augmented sim pit, yeah. Well, yeah, if you're talking about doing that. But again, here's the problem with that. For racing, it wouldn't be too bad. But the problem with flight sims and trying an augmented sim pit is, like, I routinely fly the F-14 and the F-18, and those are two completely different cockpits. So the problem I foresee is, how do you going to build two cockpits? I mean, I guess you could, but two sets of controls and everything. So to me, the virtual reality, being able to swap cockpits without having to change the physical. But you're right, the augmented flying, the augmented stuff, yeah, for sure, that's wicked awesome. But I also see that as wicked expensive to do it right. But yeah, it'd be awesome to be able to see your hands, be able to do all that. But to be honest, in DCS with VR and my touchpad, I get pretty close to that. I don't really feel like I'm missing out on a lot, because using the mouse pad, the touchpad, and clicking on things, it satisfies that tactile feeling of pushing buttons and clicking on things. So it naturally kind of works for me. Just, I don't know why. It just seems to work pretty good. Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah. I mean, the augmented would be cool. I just think it's going to be way too expensive. Oh, somebody's trying to blow up my base. That was interesting. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you're rich enough and could do that, but I'm very happy with the VR stuff. It feels great, and with the new Pimax Crystal, especially if the Pimax 12K comes out and it actually has the field of view they're talking about with the clarity of the crystal, then you're gonna be even that much more immersed. So yeah, I miss Battlefield so bad. Okay, so tell me about what you're talking about with the One Trick Pony, because are you talking about it's just because it's obviously flight and racing, but are you? I'm not sure I understand the One Trick Pony comment. Yeah, a generic panel, but then aren't you basically just doing VR? So if you're watching this, what Joe says is he could almost see a generic panel that could be reconfigured to different positions. But if you're doing a generic panel, I mean, if you're talking about a configurable physical panel, maybe I can see that. But then what I can tell you from my experience, and again, this might not apply to everybody, but this is what I found with the flight, or when my racing stuff. So my first racing sim pit was a next level. It's like a sawhorse. It's a portable stand. It's like a sawhorse that you pull out of the closet, you kind of open it up, and you got your stand and your pedals, or your wheel and your pedals right there. What I found, because it sounded great in theory, that I actually was too lazy. It was like too cumbersome to pull it out of the closet and unhook it, set it up, hook it in the computer, play for, an hour, and then put it away. Just in my mind, it got to where it wasn't worth it. And that's the other reason on my H6, you'll see I've got actually rudder pedals that can work as gas pedals, because I don't even want to take the 10 minutes it takes to pop the pedal tray off and put like true racing. I just find I don't do it, and maybe it's a fault on me, but what I find is if I can't get in there get everything set up within a couple minutes, I just lose interest. I don't do it. If you're not that way, that would work, but that's what would worry me about a configurable panel. Like, okay, now I got to configure it for an F14, and now I got to swap everything around and configure it like an F18. So that's where I question how practical that would be, at least for me. All right, what do we got here? F18, F14s, each different. Yep. The real expensive VR set. Yeah, you're talking about the. I'm assuming you're talking about the Vario. I think it's XR3 or whatever it is, that has the augmented, which is considered the best augmented experience right now. Yeah, you want everything to be quick and easy. I even thought about doing a thing where you could almost have a pedal, one on the upside, and almost have it on a pivot, to where you have your flight pedals up, and then you just like pull a pin and rotate it 180 and lock it back in place, and then you'd have You'd almost be able to quick rotate your pedals. The problem I see with that is I think you'd end up hitting them on the floor when it pitched forward. So you'd have to either make everything up higher or put it up on a base or something like that. But I've thought about, how can you make this quick and easy, quick change for sure. Yeah, I think it's the Vario XR3. That's the one that they use, like the Finnish Air Force, I think, uses for training. It's supposedly amazing. I mean, and Vario is amazing as a company. They're actually rooted in corporate and business to business, that stuff. They're not a consumer company, and so they do all that out of the world stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I thought about that. Luckily, I have the master fabricator, Daryl, around, and he comes up with some pretty cool ideas. So tell me about your one-trick pony comment again. That what are you worried about it being a one-trick pony? I didn't quite understand that one. Make sure I'm not starving to death. Nope, not starving. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I think there's some really cool things. That's what's cool about the DOF too, is you really have a lot of freedom to customize it. You can do a lot of cool stuff. I guess I should look at the camera. What time are we getting? All right. We're going to run this stream for about another 15 minutes or so, or until Joe gets bored. I love talking to you guys, so definitely enjoy that part. And if you're here to watch the Rust stuff, guys, we're pretty much going to log out here because it's getting close to the big game. So we won't be doing too much more on this side of things today. But we'll try to be back on Wednesday if Comcast lets me. And then also, Joe, anything else while you got me here? Anything else you want to talk about as far as DOF reality or any of that stuff? Or, I mean, it's kind of quiet in the chat today, so it's perfect one-on-one stuff. Might as well look at the warm fire while we're in here. Ah, already feel warmer. I can't believe I made it from this base back to the big base, down to the little base, back to the big base, and back here. It's like a triple deal. And the nice thing is now I actually got some stuff that I came home with, so I'll put that away. That is really nice. That extra couple thousand is going to help a ton. A few extra gears aren't bad. I guess we should have brought blades. The blades are what we were lacking. And I got some suits and guns here too, so that's kind of nice. All right. That's not where the clothes are. Where are the clothes? Oh, she's getting dark. There's the clothes. All right, another radiation suit. There's that. We'll get our other tank in there. It's a nice tank. All right, and then we got this. And a little bit more wood. Yeah, that wasn't a bad run at all. Plus, got the Thompson here. That's really nice. Oh. I'm going to swap it. Let's do that as a third. Because realistically, when I go swimming, I'm just going to probably suit up and go down there. I don't need a quick change in my swim gear. All right, what do we got here? Yep, Reverb G2, yep. Oh, you haven't connected it yet. Yeah, the 38, so it depends on what you're trying to do with it. But yeah, the 3080 is like a pretty good card and should run everything well, except for maybe your top tier flight sims like DCS. And actually, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 has gotten better. So the 3080s, yeah, that should run really good. I can't believe you haven't hooked it up yet. That G2 is absolutely an amazing headset. Best value, still in my opinion. Oh, look, it's getting dark. Turn some lights on here. There we go. Um, yeah, that's a great headset. I heard that they're pulling out of the VR market though, so there probably won't be a new one coming anytime soon. We're probably looking at, HP not doing a whole lot, but Samsung announced they were doing some more. Okay. Yeah. So the 38. Yeah. Again. So what I found was the 3060 Ti was kind of a minimum on the HP G2 to really run things decently. And so the good thing is, even if you hit a little bit and it's a little, you get a little bit of performance hit from it not being a Ti. I'm running a 3080 Ti, so I'm just a little bit higher than you, and I can run pretty much everything pretty well. But even if you start running into some performance, you just turn down some settings. The biggest thing I've seen people make mistakes on the headsets and performance is everybody likes to oversample because they like that super clarity and they try to force the oversampling, and that kills performance. So that's the last thing you ever want to do is oversample. Like if everything's running great, then you can start playing with oversampling. But I know so many people that just jump in and oversample the hell out of it right from the get-go, and it just kills performance. So save your oversampling because realistically, it's not going to improve the graphics enough to warrant the performance hit that it gives you. So unless you can do it without a performance hit, you really don't gain that much from a clarity because the screens are a certain resolution. They can't really push more than that. So you're kind of cleaning it up a little, but your resolution's what it is. So DCS, yep. Yeah, so the 3080 should run those. You might have to turn them down a little bit to make it run well, but yeah. I'd do 32 megabytes of RAM. Yeah, 32 is fine. Because realistically, most of that's going to be video card RAM. That's going to run a lot of that. Now, the cool thing about DCS also, they're in the process of, they've notoriously been running the same engine forever, and they don't do any kind of hyper-threading, or multi-core threading. So everything that they've done has been, it's kind of single core. So they're optimizing the code now in the engine. So we should start seeing a big performance increase in DCS sometime this year when they release that. And it takes advantage of multi-cores because every computer is a multi-core computer now. So that'll help as well. And then, yeah, the 3080 with that should be pretty good. But yeah, you'll be able to play a ton of stuff with the 3080. That's a good card. That's actually probably the best value card because you start talking the 3080 Ti and up, and the performance you gain, you're talking maybe 10%, and the price is twice as much. But, 5900, yeah, baby. I think I got a 5900 as well. I think that's what my processor is because I don't think I sprung for the 5950. I think I'm a 5900 as well. So you got pretty much the exact same thing. Now, did you just get your HP, your G2, or is this something you've had for a while, or you just got it, or? Because there is one thing with the AMD systems, you have to make sure you have the new processor. Or sorry, back up. Sorry, I was looking at your thing talking about processor. You got to make sure you have the new cable box, because the AMD systems, the AMD processors were having dropout issues with the old box, and if you've got it any time recently, a few months, yeah, you're fine. This was about a year ago, so as long as you didn't buy it like a year ago or a year and a half ago, you'll be fine. It's a fairly large box. It's more of a square. So if the little connector box that goes to the computer is more square shaped than rectangular, then you've got the modern cable, and you'll be fine. Yeah, I just heard that too, that the 4080 is supposed to drop. So, I mean, shit, if you, I would, for now, if you're trying to save money and get the platform, the 3080 is going to do just fine. I'd save the money you would do on a 40 unless they dropped to $500 or $300 or whatever. But with a 3080, I wouldn't spend the money on a 4080 at this point. You don't need it yet until you get into if you get into a sim and you're like, man, I just can't stand playing this at this setting, then you can think about it. But give that 3080 a shot. It might surprise you. I'd put that towards your I'd put it towards your motion platform if that's what you're thinking. Because I will tell you this, there's a lot to building the motion platform. If you really enjoy building it, that's great. Then do the upgrade. But if you can, for me, if you could get the H6, if you could get the H6 from the beginning, you're not going to have to disassemble and reassemble later on, if that's where you want to go. Now, if you enjoy that, that's cool, and don't worry about it. But if you're the kind of guy that doesn't like taking things apart, putting them back together, taking them apart, putting them together, you'd be maybe better served to take your money and put it into the motion platform to start with, the H6, so that you just build it once, basically. Yeah, it's fine. I'd be shocked if you don't have the new cable on that. You can look online and see the difference in the two and see which one you have, but I'm sure you have the V2 cable in that. Oh, somebody's cutting down trees around my house. We're just going to let them do it. So, all right, we got a few more minutes. I want to make sure I get you taken care of. If you got anything else you want to touch base on. Definitely like the DOF realities. I think they're the best value also. This is a best value segment. It's a best value stream. So the G2, best value in VR headsets. DOF reality, motion platforms, best value in motion platforms. I'd even go AMD, best value in processors, although they're getting challenged now a little bit. The fan thing. So the fan is for immersion. It's nice to keep you cool, but what it is, are you more flight or are you more racing? That would be my question. So in racing, it's really good because it basically varies with the speed of that you're driving. So if you're in an Indy car, for example, you get that wind blowing in your face, and it just helps your body believe that you're in a vehicle going fast. It just kind of tricks your body. In flight sims, what I do is I turn it on more like an air conditioning unit where it just blows a nice stream on me. So you still kind of get that sense of motion just even from a light breeze going by you, but it's not nearly as dramatic. Now, you mentioned roller coaster. So the roller coaster games we were playing, it wasn't, it was called No Limits Roller Coaster. I just realized it wasn't Planet Coaster. It was No Limits Roller Coaster was the one that we were doing. And oh my God. So the fans for a roller coaster sim, amazing. They work so good. It makes you think you're in a roller coaster. It's really cool. So if you're a big roller coaster guy, I would definitely recommend getting at least the Hurricane, the two Hurricanes, or at the very least buy one and use it. But that wind is really cool on a roller coaster for sure. Yeah. Pi have used VR one time on my son's PlayStation. That was a good one. They've come a long ways. You're going to be shocked when you put the G2 on. Because yeah, it'd have to be the old VR. Because the new PlayStation just came with a new VR, PSVR 2, which isn't quite out. It's coming out, I think, next week or 2 weeks. Something like that. Yeah, you're going to be shocked by the G2. The clarity in it is night and day. I mean, it's finally to the point where it doesn't look like you're looking through a screen door. The G2 is amazing. And it sounds like you got the computer to run it too, so you should have a good experience. So you're new to all this. You're really new to all this. Trying to think good experiences to give you ideas. Microsoft Flight Simulator, if you're into flying aviation. I just bought a jet. It only cost me $24, but it's a multi-million-dollar jet in Microsoft Flight Sim. It's called the Cirrus Vision, I think. It's this little super cool jet that I've only taken out once, but it's pretty fun. Yeah, it has a lot of setup to do. So the biggest things I would tell you, obviously, and I don't know what your setup is now. Okay, CP pedals. Okay, so the biggest thing you're going to want is you got to have your HOTAS. So I'm assuming you're leaning more towards the flight side, but you get all your HOTAS, your steering wheels, whatever you want. That's the first thing that you need to get a good immersive experience. Then I would say you want to get, um, I mean, motion's good. I almost would even say a transducer system, either the butt kicker or the Sim Racing Studios U-Shake kit. Um, Having a transducer adds so much to the um, experience. You can watch. So if you've ever watched VR Flight Sim Guy, he did one. We got him a U-Shake kit for him to try, and so you can watch that. Look it up, the VR Flight Sim Guy, and just U-Shake 6, and you'll see his experience because he had never done one before. Yep. Well, yep. Warthog, absolutely. That's it. Okay, flight yoke. Okay. So are you going to do any racing, or are you pretty much just going to flight sim it? Yeah, it looks like you got good stuff. I mean, you're well on your way. Yeah, I can already tell by the stuff you have, you're going to be a Microsoft Flight Sim guy. G29. Don't let anybody hear that. I get so much crap from having a G27 on mine. It works. It does great. Yeah, yeah, that's all right. They both work for PC, Xbox and PC, PlayStation. They'll both work for PC. Yeah, so you're pretty much set up. You're gonna want Microsoft. You're gonna probably be a Microsoft Flight Sim guy. Um, so yeah, I would say, man, yeah, the motion is so cool. So in order that I would do it, you've got all the HOTAS stuff, and if you're trying to pinch pennies or kind of go the best bang for the buck, I would almost do either a U-shake kit or a butt kicker too. Some sort of transducer system on your rig because that makes a huge difference in the feel and the immersion. Um, yeah, yeah, the chair stationary. So that the transducer will give you a little sense. It won't move you, but it'll give you a little sense, kind of like motion does. And again, look up VR Flight Sim guy and watch his experience because he was on a stationary chair, but this pad that was under him gave him the sensation of driving over the ground and all that stuff. hmm I would either the butt kicker or the U Shake 6. Look at and see which ones you like. Which one looks like it's more. One's a pad you sit on. Um, that kind of has it's going to be a little more directional movement, so you're going to get more cues like from your lower back and your under your thighs and stuff. The butt kicker just kind of sends general vibrations throughout the whole chair, so it's kind of which one you think you'd like better. But I almost would do. I think I would do the transducers even before motion potentially because it's so much cheaper. I mean, you're talking a couple $100 versus thousands. I didn't see your message retracted. Um, all right, so look up either the Butt Kicker 2 or go to simracingstudio.com. So Sim Racing Studio will be the ones that have the software that drives the motion platform. They have the software that drives if you do the wind, and they also have what's called the U-Shake kit, which is the transducer feedback. What's cool about Sim Racing Studio, again, if you get a DOF Reality, you're going to have to run their software. But what's cool is their software is kind of like a hub where it runs everything. It'll run the wind, it'll run the U-Shake, it runs everything, so you don't have 5 different pieces of software running everything. So that's what's really cool about it. And they're really good guys. I've worked with them a little bit in the past, and just super great, really focused on consumer, customers, all that good stuff. So Sim Racing Studio, yep. Just look it up. It's like orange and blue, or sorry, it's orange and black. Simracingstudio.com. Yep. And you'll see on there they've got all the stuff. So they've got the software which comes with your motion platform when you buy it. So you get that also. So just simracingstudio.com should do it exactly like you have there. Just put that all together and put .com at the end. Simracingstudio.com. I found them because I was actually interested in wind, and I was actually trying to figure out how to get a fan that would have variable speed, and I was going to actually put a potentiometer on the throttle pedal, just so that when I push the throttle pedal, the wind would kick up. And then I found those guys, they actually are using the software telemetry. So they're actually using not the throttle position, but they're using the actual speed that the car's going on in the game, and they're using the wind for that, which is perfect. So, like, for example, on the roller coaster, the whole throttle thing wouldn't have even worked because you don't really wouldn't. I mean, you could try to fake it, but on the roller coaster sim, they read the telemetry of how fast the coaster's going, and so the wind is accurate to how fast the coaster's going. Like I said, if you're a coaster guy, the wind thing would be a nice addition, and I think you get that for $100 or something, or it's not bad. So that would be a nice addition for racing, big time, for roller coasters, big time, for flight, a little bit. Yep, fill the game. That's it. You found it. You found it. And if you're going to buy anything, again, find that VR Flight Sim guy. He's got a discount code. He had a discount code that's still active. I think it's 10% off. So it'll save you a couple bucks too. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're getting close to stopping. So anything else you want to know before I kill the stream here? Joe, I appreciate you taking some time and hanging with us. Okay, so it's called VR Flight Sim Guy. I'll stay on, see if I can help you find it. I mean, I could post it in the description. That doesn't really help you. So, yeah, just go look for VR Flight Sim Guy. And you could actually do VR Flight Sim Guy U-Shake 6. His logo's like a little green logo. His name's Steve. And then he'll show you he kind of reviews the U-Shake 6 and what he's experienced with it. So again, you don't need the butt kicker and the U-Shake 6. You only need one. The butt kicker, I think, is half the price of the U-Shake 6. But, and a butt kicker too, just to be clear, I think is the one you want. That's the one I got anyways. But the U-Shake pad actually uses the telemetry, and you'll feel the haptics more in different locations from your seat, versus a butt kicker just kind of clamps onto your chair and it just sends general vibrations through the chair. So it's kind of, if you want to have a more nuanced, like a 5.1 surround type feeling where you're getting the feeling from different locations, or if you're good with just like stereo sound where it's just all kind of coming at you. Hope that makes sense. Let's check on my stove, see how the stuff's coming. Cooked it all. Nice. That's awesome. All right. Green circle, white airplane. Yep, that's it. Look up U-Shake 6 because he's got a ton of. I mean, you'll enjoy his stuff. He does all kinds of stuff with Flight Sim, Microsoft Flight Sim and stuff. So you will enjoy his content. It's really good, and he's a super nice guy too. I've worked with him in the past. Really like him. And he's honest. He's not a shill. I mean, you can tell how he feels. So, what do I do in the real world? I just play video games, man. I'm actually in marketing. I actually came up through racing. So I raced for a number of years professionally. I was on the PR marketing team. Worked with a lot of big names like Eric Enders, mostly drag racing. Eric Enders, Steve Torrance, big names like that. So, world champions. Add that to my resume. So now I just do marketing also. So I've actually been helping sim racing studios They reached out to me. We've been doing a little consulting with them on their marketing too. But that's not why I'm telling you to get their stuff. Their stuff is really good for what it does. So. Big Daddy Garlitz. Yeah, Garlitz, for sure. Met him once. It's pretty cool. Met him and Muldowney. Pretty cool. They were heroes when I was a kid, so it's always kind of neat to meet those people you always kind of admired. Yep, Big Daddy Don Garlitz, baby. Absolutely. He was really good friends with Torrance, so he would come to the pit area a lot. So it was really awesome. You know, and I started working with Erica when she just started, so she wasn't... You know, we were just trying to qualify, and now she's, I think, 4 or 5 time world champion. So I've had a cool career. The travel gets a bit much, so that's where I kind of got away from it and started to get more into the VR stuff and more into the computer stuff. A lot less travel that way. So that's kind of what I do. But there is, if you're interested in my life, and I don't know why anybody would be, but if you are, I had an interview done by Dave Daler, and I've got the link to it. If you'll search my other videos, you'll see the promo for it, and the link to that video is there. It's like an hour long, but that's everything you ever want to know about Mark, but we're afraid to ask. so definitely go find that if you can. So what do we got? Oh yeah, Unmetal. Went to the drags. Yeah, That's where I went to Texas a lot. I've raced with a lot of Texas teams and stuff. Yeah, yeah, it gets in your blood. It's terrible. I love it. I love that stuff. Top Fuel is still my favorite. Love Top Fuel dragsters. My absolute favorite classes completely. So, all right. Anything else you need to know? I don't want to leave you hanging, but I think I've given you enough things to chase down. Yeah. Oh yeah. The Texas Motorplex. Yeah. That's the Texas. That's Billy Meyer did that one. Texas Motorplex. 1987, I believe, is when that opened. I've been there several times. Spent a lot of time at that racetrack. Been to Houston a lot too. The Houston racetrack, which is now closed, Baytown. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, if you're interested in me, what I'll do on this stream, just if you're watching this after, by the way, guys, anybody that stumbles upon this after, I'll put links in the description below of all these things we're talking about, all these links that I'm asking Joe to go find. I'll throw them in the description, and then when you do a replay of this, you can get to them easier. And if you want to wait just a few, Joe, I'll try to get that done for you, and I'll post it so you can just go to those links that we're talking about. We've got the VR Flight Sim guy. I've got my promo video. What else do we talk about? Whatever else we talked about. Try to remember all the other things to go look at. I'll put the Sim Racing Studio link in there. Might as well throw DOF Reality in there too. But yeah, I would say look for an H. I'd do the H series. Just do an H3 if that's what you can afford for now. Nice. Yeah, he's got a ton of stuff. But look for the U-Shake one where he kind of talks about it, and that'll give you a feel for that. And that'll help. But yeah, you're in for a treat. Like I said, if the last VR you did was your kid's PSVR, this G2 is going to blow you away. It's amazing. The G2 is a really good headset. So good choice on that. Good job. Yep, U-Shake 6 haptic. That's it. Watch that. That'll give you a feel of whether you think that's something you'd be interested in. Because yeah, again, my progression, what I would do if I were in your shoes, you got all the HOTAS. I would probably next do a haptic, either the U-Shake 6 or a Butt Kicker 2. From that, I would look at getting the motion platform. So just start with an H3 if that's all you can afford for now. Invest in that, get that going, and then you can look at wind, when you decide you want it. If you're going to race or if you're going to do roller coasters, look at doing the wind. And then from there, that's pretty much all the big stuff. Everything else is just kind of tweaking it and getting things. You will eventually probably be looking at motion compensation, which we're still working on that, so I don't have an answer for you on that yet. We're still trying to figure it out. But I'll be doing a video once that comes out. But you won't need that initially. You'll be fine. So, yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you hanging out, man. And I appreciate you joining us on Sunday again. So any of you out there that are watching this in replay, we try to do Random Game Wednesday every Wednesday, and we do that at 3:30 Mountain Time, which is 5:30 Eastern Time, U.S. And then we usually do 7 days Sunday, but lately it's been Rusty Sunday. Sunday, Rusty Sunday, as in the YouTube Sunday, Rusty Sunday. Every Sunday, and we do that about 2. We're cutting it short today because of the big game that's going on. But if you're interested in this kind of stuff, hit that like, subscribe, and hit the little bell notification. You'll see us when we go live. You'll get a notification. And other than that, I hope everybody has a great rest of your weekend and enjoy it. And Joe, special thanks to you. Appreciate you hanging out with me. So, yep, YouTube Studio, absolutely. 2 Mountain Time, which would be 3 o'clock your time, and that's on Wednesdays. And then, that's Sundays. Wednesdays we do 3:30 Mountain Time for Random Game Wednesday. Oh, you're welcome, man. I appreciate it. And thanks for watching my channel. Thanks for stumbling upon. Thanks for interacting. Give me something to do. I was just, I was just running between bases to show them off. So at least we got to get some information out there. So, all right, y'all. All y'all take care out there, and we'll see you next time. So, Joe, thanks so much again, and everyone, have a great rest of your day. We'll see ya.